What's going on, y'all? So today I'm gonna test my squat max. This is not gonna be an all-time PR. So this whole year I set a goal to not only reach my apex strength that I was once at 4 years ago, but to also stay on a deficit. So I just been like staying pretty lean this whole year, which I really like, and I'm trying to get stronger as I stay lean. So my apex strength ever was a 550 squat, 315 bench, and a 590 deadlift. I'm hoping to get back into the 500 club with squats, but I'm recording this video because I am going to break down exactly what I do in terms of my warm-up, my stretch routine, and how I go about like building up to the weight. So I'm really just gonna break down everything like that. It's an hour before I go to the gym and I'm gonna have my pre-workout meal. So I always eat pasta. Check it out right here. The ingredients I'll put right here, and the macros are right here. So yeah, I'm about to eat that up, head to the gym, and yeah, let's get it. Alright, first thing I do in the gym is my warm-up cardio. I do this for 10 minutes. I alternate between the treadmill, the elliptical, or the rowing machine depending on what I'm training that day. I guess I do this to warm up my body, but I really do it as a form of low intensity cardio just to burn some calories. Don't want to elevate my heart rate because high intensity cardio not only burns fat but burns muscle density as well, and I'm trying to retain the lean muscle mass that I've built from strength and hypertrophy training. Now onto my warm-up stretch. Here I am foam rolling. I typically just spend about 5 minutes foam rolling. Don't really spend too long because I don't need that deep of a soft tissue release. But foam rolling is important. The analogy I tell my clients is think of your body as uneven dough and you want to knead that dough. So if you're extremely tight, foam rolling is definitely key. Now rolling out the IT band. I'm not directly on top of the IT band, more on the inside, basically on top of the vastus lateralis. And I spend about 30 to 45 seconds rolling out each muscle, just depending on how tight I'm feeling. So depending on how tight you are and if you really need that soft tissue release, spend however long you want on each muscle that you're rolling. And when you're rolling out your glutes, make sure the side that you're stretching, you're elevating your leg onto your knee, because that puts your glutes on the eccentric, which lengthens the muscle, and then you get to fully roll it out. And I just looked at the camera real quick, that's hella funny. When I roll up my back, I cross my arms so I can widen my back, and then I could also roll out my rhomboids, which is about low to middle scapula. This is a good one for thoracic extension. So the foam roller is right where the thoracic and lumbar spine meet, and you just reach back as far as you can with your glutes and feet on the floor. It feels really good, and if you need help with developing your arch for bench, this is a good stretch to try. This is a really good one for ankle dorsiflexion. So if you see here, my foot is planted and I'm leaning my knee against like a post like this, or you could do it against a wall. It's really good to improve your ankle dorsiflexion. And real quick, let me just say how dope it is that my right foot falls perfectly right on the bottom frame. That shit looks hella tight, to be honest. But nah, this is a really good stretch. So if you really need to work on your ankle flexion, especially for getting into a deep squat, this is something I recommend. Now I do some lateral hip swings. I really focus on opening up my hips whenever I stretch, not only on lower body days but upper body days as well. Like this exact routine right here, I do literally every day regardless of what muscle group I am working on. So even if it's upper body, I do the same thing. This is an interesting one. This is dynamic hip circles. So if you see here, I hook my feet out before I do the hip circle. That's because I'm inducing internal hip rotation just to make sure I'm stretching out that glute medius as well. It's a really good one. I do about 8 to 10 reps per leg. This stretch is good for your hamstrings, but more towards your adductor and your groin. If you find this difficult to do just standing, you could always hold on to something like a TRX or a post just to help you out. I kind of call this stretch the Goku stretch because he does this in Dragon Ball Z, you know, like before he gets into a fight. Then I do some standing toe touches. I don't hold a toe touch. I more do this as a dynamic stretch. I do the static hold more post-workout. So I'm really just doing this just to warm up my hamstrings. And I've been working on my hamstring mobility lately just because I've noticed that it's been getting a little bit more tight. And I just want to make sure, you know, it's all good. Then I sit in a squat, and this is my mobility test. So I sit in the squat for about 30 seconds to a minute, maybe even longer. And if I ever feel any muscle group in the squat position getting tight, then I know that I need to stretch it out more. But usually I'm just chilling, and normally I kind of just have my phone and I'm just going through Instagram. This is a good upper back stretch. This is TYIs. It's good for scapular mobility, especially with scapular depression. That's when you raise your arms forward and your scapula shifts down. Overall shoulder mobility is really important, not only for bench, but also for low body compound movements like squat and deadlift. Just overall mobility in general is very key, and that's what I always preach about. And yeah, this concludes my pre-workout stretch routine. Now it's time to squat, warming up with the bar. As you can see, I'm barefoot. I do this as another mobility test. I just want to make sure I'm mobile enough to squat with the bar without any gear, just bare. Because the way that I think is, if I'm not able to properly squat just like this, then am I really in full control of the movement when I have my knee sleeves, my ollie shoes under heavier weight? So I just make sure that my heels are on the ground, ankle flexion is good, no anterior pelvic tilt, and my spine is fairly upright for a low bar squat position. And now my actual squat warm-up starts. Ollie shoes are on, still with the bar. I now focus on fully bracing my body with every rep. And even if it's just the bar, I try to be very explosive with control. This is to warm up my CNS because I want to make sure it can properly fire up as I'm loading heavier weight. After I squat the bar, that's when I put my knee sleeves on. And this is why I wear compression pants, because it makes it so much easier to slide on. Because without it, I'd be pulling leg hairs and then that shit sucks. A lot of powerlifters already be using compression pants, but for those that don't, I'm trying to put y'all on game. The ones I'm wearing right now is Virus, but you can wear Nike, Adidas, whatever brand that you like. Now this is 135. I do this for 6 reps. Same thing, I make sure I brace for every rep. Full control, very explosive, driving through the heels. As you can see, I'm slightly flaring my elbows up. This is to apply that upper body leverage, and I just want to make sure I'm utilizing my entire body from the beginning so that I can still have that same motion with heavier weight. This is 225. I do this for 4 reps. Again, same thing. Try to be in full control, full body brace throughout, especially when I'm in the hole, because you don't want to reactivate your muscles when you have weight loaded on. So you want to make sure that you are fully supporting the weight by fully bracing your body, if that makes sense. Next is 315. I do this for 2 reps. Same thing, fully in control. My brother's on his phone, just lagging it, just playing. And there's Charles getting to frame, but it's all good. Still got my 2 reps in the video, no stress. 365. So this is when I start wearing my belt. And you can't see it here, but I'm also wearing a mouth guard. I wear a mouth guard now because my dentist told me that I clench my jaw too hard, and it's been helping a lot. And it's funny because 365 always feels easier than 315 just because I'm having my belt on and I get that added, more supported intra-abdominal strength. This is 405, 4 plates. I want to show a little bit more of what I do before I unrack the weight. I do those little toe taps. I have no idea why, but what I think about is I try to forget about the weight and only think about my form, because just doing that, I know that I'm protecting my body and I'm leveraging the weight correctly as I'm doing the movement. So right now I'm just getting into that mental zone, just focusing in. And then once I swing under, I just want to highlight this real quick. So when I tuck my hips under, I'm bracing my core and I do this little swing, like right here. When I do that, like when I stomp, I fully brace my body. Like you can try it too, but if not, just make sure that before you unrack, you are fully bracing your body, because once you unrack, your whole body is supporting it, not just your legs. This is 435. Again, look at here. I'm doing this little toe tap thing, just getting to the mental zone. I also try to just look at one thing as I'm getting to the zone. So normally with squats, I look at the middle of the barbell and put my belt on. I do some intra-abdominal pressure, like squeeze, and then I spank my belt because, again, I don't know why. I just do it just cause. And yeah, I just keep getting to the zone. And like usually once I grab the bar, what I think about now is like I just kind of motivate myself, like just, yo, you got this, you know, you have it, and just only think about your form, making sure that you're utilizing, you know, heel drive, glute drive, and upper body drive all at the same time. And also, I'm doing all these for singles now because I am testing my max on this day. 435 going up, feeling pretty good. Yes, sir. All right, this is 485. I forgot to record 465, so don't get it twisted that I did not jump from 435 to 485. I make sure I warm up my weights, properly and slowly. I kind of take my time, especially when it gets heavier. I like to space it out pretty evenly. And for me, maybe that does serve a purpose to fire up my CNS a lot better. But I know some people that warm up, just like 1 plate, 2 plate, 3 plate, 4 plate, 5 plates, and I cannot do that at all. Like I need like my intro weight warm ups. Like I can't go from 315 to 405. I always have to stop at 365. So here's 405. For sure, no doubt, I'm listening to Hustle and Motivate by Nipsey Hussle. That's been my #1 gym song this entire year, and I'll put that song on a repeat just because it gets me going, gets me like really hyped. 405. I did this last week, a 2x2, so this should go up pretty well. Boom. Looking good. No sticking points really. Like it's a little slow, but at least I didn't have like any solid sticking points. So here's 505. This will be my current PR. Will put me back into the 500 club. And I didn't fully include like what I did before I unracked. I usually take like a minute and a half to fully get under the bar. It takes me that long to get in the zone. Normally, yeah, I speed it up when I'm at a meet because you only have a minute to unrack and be set. But just because this is just a normal workout day, then I'm just chilling, just taking my time to really get into the zone. So yeah, right here I'm just telling myself, yo, you got this. 500 club, yada yada yada. I don't even know. Let's get it, Sid. Man, I'm taking forever. Look at that. See, I'm taking my sweet time getting to the zone. There you go. So yeah, fully get my body underneath the bar, brace my core, and then when I swing, fully brace my body. Boom. And right here, what I think about big breath, brace my core, full body, full control down, and then drive through the heels and then use my elbows for upper body leverage. Rep moved pretty smooth. Not really mad at that. It looked pretty good. But let me keep it recording just to address a few things real quick. I guess a negative aspect to it is, yeah, I just only hit parallel, which is a pretty good standard for a squat. But my own personal definition, I should have hit a more deeper squat, a little more hip crease below knee, more ATG if you want to say. But the most positive outtake that I take from this 505 squat is my form did not compromise at all, which is a great thing. My heels didn't come off the ground. I didn't have any excess forward lean, so there wasn't any added tension to my lumbar. I didn't have any knee valgus, so my knees weren't caving in. This shows that I was in full control even when I have really heavy weight loaded onto my body. And that's something that I really preach. Like, you want to be very cognitive on how your body is bracing and moving so you can utilize your entire body to move the weight as you're squatting. So I capped it at 505. I'm really hyped that I'm back in the 500 club for squats, but definitely I can work on hitting depth just a little bit more. Yeah, because I only hit parallel, which it's fine, but at the same time, I want to have a more deeper squat. But there y'all have it. That's my breakdown of my stretch routine and how I warm up and my mentality going into squats. If you have any more questions, I suggest, instead of commenting here, I'll reply, but you can message me on my Instagram. Go ahead and follow me at Mascardo Fit. And you can also like, comment, subscribe, just support the homie. I don't say that enough in my vlogs. And yeah, I think that's about it. All right, peace out, y'all.